Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Songs of Six. We have temporarily solved-ish the money problem, and I wanted to continue on that train. In the previous episode, we talked about having a Tilapia pottery district, and I've thought about it, and I hate these pastures out here. I despise them. I think this whole district sucks. So my goal today will be to renovate this place and make it more efficient. I will gentrify it. I care not. So it's going to be slightly painful, but it is what it is. We're going to want to dismantle all these structures and then rebuild this place in a more efficient image. Maybe we'll put even more services in, though it does look like there's a services block right next door, but that services block is kind of full up. Once the stuff all gets settled or removed, we can have just like very long groups of homes for the Tilapias. I don't know, would it be more efficient to use houses instead of apartments? Let's see, an apartment is a 3x3 for 2 people, and a home is a 5x3 for 4. Okay, I mean, that is technically a little bit better. It does lower privacy. What's the Tilapia's? It's not occupation, is it environment? Let's see, how much home privacy? Maybe it's access, yeah. They're at 58%, so they could... Yeah, if it was all of these houses, it would be more happiness. They'd be looking up instead of down. It would trend upwards, I'm probably more accurately should say. I see there's a bunch of little, like, tiny tree rooms over here as well. Just get rid of those. It's going to be a very small amount of time until this is all done, because we have like about 0 odd jobbers. I will just add in 63 Tilapias, even though it's gonna make all the problems worse, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Look, they're gonna be pogging. Once we get the Grand Pottery District in, we can import clay instead of pots, which will save us some small amount of money. And I could probably like be gigamaxed, and then we'll finally be fucking done with these brewers just not having enough pots. I guarantee it. It's going to be great. That'll also allow me to incorporate clay into the network, and I think there's a lot of houses that use clay. No, it looks like only the Garthemes and I think the Crotonians use it actually. Can I get a longhouse? Let's see. Yeah, the Crotonians also use clay. Even still. I guess while they're dismantling that whole area, I can just create the most disgustingly humongous pottery building there ever was. Oh wow, it's actually just like maxed out. Okay, but it looks like a max dimension is like 55. So we can have just like this much exist, I guess. Max size reach over here? What the fuck? Okay, well, whatever. This should be good. In fact, this should be way more than good enough. We're probably going to want this place to be rounded if I can at all help it. I think the easiest solution for that is to have roundedness nuggies just sort of exist, and I might as well just put them over here, because why not? It will be the most rounded building there ever was just by virtue of these nuggies. In worst case scenario, we can add in other nuggies. Alright, now with that all being done, Obviously, I'm going to have auxiliaries be in the little side areas as needed. So that way I can just make more efficient use of the space, since auxiliaries are more fungible, I will say, for lack of better terminology. Alright, there we go. This is probably the largest building I've ever made, and it's just for pottery. It's probably complete reversal of fortune from the literal rest of my days in this town. So I pretty much never had a pottery, and now I'm gonna have the biggest pottery there ever was. I really hope the workload isn't just like completely giga-fucked in this place, because that would be really fucking obnoxious. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be fine though. All the entrances are down in the bottom. I feel like I should have the warehouse be down here too, just so it's like easier for people to access, but there's this massive space over here which I'd maybe prefer to use. You know, fuck it. They can walk around the corner, it's fine. I'll just expand this building out by one. This is going to be probably Garthemi's working in here, so it doesn't actually matter if it's rounded or not. It's just going to be humongous, just like giant row of thingies. Crates, that is. Hold up. If I put a... No, there needs to be a pillar. What if I put a pillar here? Okay, it's still yellow. That's kind of annoying. There we go. Okay, I can save a little bit of space, or a pillar space on the other sides. It's kind of the ultimate warehouse. They just like have to walk in a straight line all the way to the back. Maybe it's a kind of inefficient setup because it does guarantee that people are going to be walking through each other a bunch, but it is what it is. Not much I can do, really, at this point. And there's a couple, like, nice entrances directly into the building, so that'll be awesome. Gonna make it out of stone. Has room for 31,000 storage. Boom. Awesome. Then we're gonna instantaneously, we're gonna want a transport. Probably just like a fucking insanely large one. 6 is probably enough transport crates. And we could probably also have a export depot just in this little zone as well. I don't think it actually cuts off movement, so any like excess can be put into the export depot. It's going to require about 300 tilappies, so I'm going to just add in tilappies and humans and Garthemis and piganoids, and I'm going to hope that the massive influx of people will be able to put a dent into the massive deficit that we're going to build as soon as this thing like is finished. We can get started on the tilapia housing. So if I was to build this out, it'd be room for 16 residents, or alternatively room for 16 or 14 if I don't butt in to the road. I mean, you know what? I think I'm fine with... Actually, hold up. 16, 32. How many of these 32 rows would I need to have? I would need 10 of the motherfuckers. And each one of them is going to be like 11 blocks long. So we're talking about... I'd have to extend all the way over here, which isn't exactly super duper possible. I think we need definitely to use homes instead of apartments then. Which is what it is. This will have room for 20 apiece, which isn't exactly much better, but it is a step up. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I think it's either that or we have long houses and we say, fuck you, Tilappies, you are gonna deal with the shitty homes. I mean, maybe that is... Wow, this doesn't fit in the road either. What about dorms? Dude, what the fuck? Okay, here's my plan. So this is room for 120, and that's 24 blocks wide. Let's say so 120, 24 blocks wide. So to get the same bang for buck, if I built into the road, let's see, is this 24 blocks wide? This is 21 blocks wide, and that is 20, 40, 60, 80. You know, this is fine. I think this is a perfectly acceptable middle ground. We can just let time advance. You know, just let this be absolutely hideous and just like jut into the fucking streets on both sides. Desperate times do call for desperate measures. Building this out all now will give me more ample opportunity to not be building this pottery building. So I'll be able to get more odd jobbers. This is pretty gnarly, not gonna lie. We could get rid of these bowyers. In fact, I think I do want to get rid of the bowyers. We're gonna have to make just like the most drastic like change possible here. So I might as well keep the like push going. Keep the line of reconstruction just pushing ever backwards. Don't like how the fruit is not maxed out. Don't know what's up with that. Can I improve my fruit farming? Let's see. 145,000 for 10% additive. I'll do it. I'll pay the troll toll just to help like rein in the lack of food. It just has to be done. Just is what it is. How's the old crypt going? It's getting there. Pretty content with that as well. How's the jeweler coming along? Is there enough jewels in this place? Let's see. Workload is a little low. Oh, we don't have enough jewels. Maybe I could import a little bit more. I should have enough, like, carts for it, right? Yeah. Oh, and 2.2 thousand are inbound. I mean, I'm kicking it up very slightly. I know it's asking for trouble, but I want to make sure the spice continues to flow. God, everybody's fucking miserable in this town. I actually hate it. It's just services, too. I think it's the lack of arenas, basically. I'm really not looking forward to the next time we get raided too. So it's just gonna be like absolutely giga-fucked for us. How many of this kind of monument there are divided by your total population? What does that mean? Like I need 844 humidifiers or something? That seems absolutely ridiculous. I don't know, is there more humidifiers that I could be plopping down in the old Garthemi district? I mean, there's like a shitload of them already. I don't think it would be enough. I guess I could plop a few more down. Like, realistically speaking, there could be one in between these buildings. just like dreading up the place, you know? There's been an accident. Highly unfortunate. But it is what it is. There we go. That's a nice row of humidifiers. What is with this bulge crawler breeder? We could totally have like an actual useful building in here. It's kind of shameful. I don't want to look at the Garthemi Quarter anymore. Those were worse times when I built it. But I'm adding in a bunch more tilapies. We will build a surplus of duders. For sure. Oh, you know what's probably contributing to the unhappiness? I think this whole tailory thing was not super well planned. I think what I need to do is I need to make use of some of this like extremely narrow sliver of space to add even more buildings. Because I was looking at the services and it looks like every single service has gotten lowered. Like obviously the arenas are like a huge lowering factor. But if we're looking at this, it's not just wells, or it's not just the arenas, but also lavatories, speakers, stages, wells, taverns, canteens once again. Like it's just like a humongous trend downwards. The same is true up here as well. What in the fuck is going on? I guess there's just not enough speakers around. Or maybe, you know what it might be? It might just be that... Why are these guys all happy? Oh, the crypts got done. Interesting. Maybe I just didn't have enough crypts, actually. Come think of it. Well, that's at least nice. They're green flashing once again. So I'll add in some more Garthemis. Is there any way I can add even more speaker stands? I mean, whatever way I'm going to have to do it, it probably will have to be spread out. So I feel like we already have a ton of speakers. Let's see, how big are these guys? They're 3x3. Maybe I could put one right here. Why not, right? Because we have all this like space because of this like weird hourglass shape. So we could have that, and then we could have like a couple like torches. Maybe like a couple statues as well. Why not, right? Just get like a huge amount of awe in this one little road. This little park over here, it has 100% harmony. It could also have a speaker stand. I think that makes sense to me. Just have like a little gathering area here. If it impacts the harmony, I care not. And it does a little bit, but I care not. Most people don't even really like harmony. Then there's a speaker over here. There's a speaker over here. Over here. Oh wow, this is a really good area for speaker stands. I definitely need to plan to have like a little park up here as well. But obviously, housing 300 fucking workers has to take priority over such considerations. Which, by the way, I might as well add in 31 more tilapies. We're up to $1.7 million, and we are importing food again, which means I think the budgets have been balanced. Now maybe the fish are the like truly limiting factor. Oh, you know what's actually contributing to the taverns being fucked? It's the it's the brewer once again. Dude, I hate these breweries. I hate the lack of pots. I hate my lack of foresight. It's just like actually the most tragic thing ever. Alright, boom. And boom, and boom. And another row. Last but not least. So each of these are 20. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. So that's 240 workers spaces. That's pretty good, actually. I do feel a little bit uncomfortable with how the space is getting set up, because I feel like it's just going to lead to like a dead spot with services. We could get rid of these like 3 shitty bowyers too. Why not? And build some housing over here. I think if I did that, then I could afford to have more services over here. I guess I should start with the services. Come to think of it. We're gonna want tavern. This is just gonna be like a giant brick block, by the way, so I hope you are prepared for that. It's probably gonna be very inefficient for people to just like walk the long way around it every single time, but even still. Alright, there we go. I think this warehouse could probably be refurbished, basically. I say refurbished, not like literally refurbished, but reused as just a warehouse for the booze. I see no reason why not. And we're probably going to want another warehouse for the canteen as well, which is going to go right over here. Right next door. I kind of think... Okay, this is going to be extremely painful, but I kind of think I want to move these fucking 4 rooms down like a couple blocks. So it's flush with these ones. It's going to maybe result in a temporary like housing shock, but that is what it is. Oh, that block's cleared out. Was it actually square? It looks so rounded before I removed it. Alright, well, I guess I'll just get started. Okay, awesome. That's room for 60 more workers, so that'll be like all the ranchers or whatever up here, the herders. Can I fit a little guard post in this whole slot over here, by the way? Oh, look at that. That's perfect. Did I delete a guard post? That's actually like just the right size. Maybe I deleted one. If not, that is actually a wonderful coincidence. Alright, look at that. So now we can just put all these buildings down here, which gives just like a little bit of room for road, though I don't know if I necessarily want. I mean, okay, here's the plan. This can be a block right here. Yeah, that looks actually good. So the next civic on the chopping block is going to be a canteen. The canteen can be placed right next to the deuter, right next to the tavern, because why not? It is also going to be just like absolutely enormous. It needs to be a little bit bigger, just so I can get the tables over here as well. Which means I'm going to want a little bit more cooking stations. Oh my god, I need one more table, I think. This is terrible. Okay, maybe not the more cook... Oh, then I'm not using the space. Oh... Yeah, I can't make these guys any longer. I guess I can make the building bigger theoretically once more. Be kind of extremely obnoxious though. I mean, you know what? This is fine. I've got a new plan. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna want to just lower this place by 3. So there's still the walkable space. And there we go, we can have something up there. Like a speaker stand or something. That would be fine, right? Or maybe like a tree. Room for 60 services, 20 employees, and 100% tables. Boom. Last but not least, we're going to want a bathhouse, which can, I guess, go over here. We're going to want this to just be like room for 2 basin rows. The remaining space can be used for, I don't know, like a warehouse or something. It needs to be 1 block out so that we can have some pillars as well. Here we go. Definitely, it feels bad to have like extra space here. I'm pretty sure I have like a pretty much identical bath. Oh, never mind. I've fixed the problem. There's now not extra space. Absolutely love to see it. Alright, last but not least. Why do I have fruit being delivered here? What the fuck? Hold up, this is like a little bit of a goofy couple of things here. We could build a little bit more housing or something. I'm gonna make sure I get rid of these. There we go. I can have like an open air warehouse or something over here. Probably we're gonna need a oh, there's a janitor right there. Perfect. So infrastructure, logistics, warehouse. Build it 2 wide. You say no to the walls. It's gonna be only 44% isolation, which is really dog shit. But on the positive side, it leaves room for so much room. I don't have a bathroom either, come to think of it. That's actually a humongous oversight. I mean, there's no universe where I can have a 2 block wide bathroom. Huh, maybe this little area down here could be a bathroom? Or maybe I could get rid of an archery range over here, maybe? Could do, could do. Either way, this is a warehouse with 6.1 thousand storage. Pretty awesome if you ask me. People will be able to just like walk in and grab it too, which is nice. Grab all the things. I will add even more Tilappies. And more humans, and more Garthamies, and more Dondorians, even though it's asking for trouble. Looks like their news spots access is going up. Oh, you know what? There's this giant space over here. We could have like a giant lavatory here. It might be a little bit overkill. Where's my nearest lavatories? Might be a little bit overkill because like this lavatory over here isn't really being fully used. That's a good point. I could maybe just copy this stage over here, or this whole like block, and just like put it on this side and then have like a tiny. How wide is this? Let's see, 36, and this is, yeah, 36, so there'd be room for like a tiny lavatory. That'd be another stage. It wouldn't really give us much though. Like it'd be a stage slightly to the right where there's already enough stage access. I'm pretty sure if we look at services, the problem with stages for these guys. No, I mean access is a problem, but proximity is the like major problem. How's that 74%? I guess it just must be like an average number. Oh, you know what area actually needs a stage? This fucking zone down here, for sure. I don't know, it's so congested, I don't know if it will even be possible to put a stage. Hey, hold up. This thing's getting full. Excuse me? Does this warehouse not have any... This thing's getting full as well? Oh my god. Also, how's there so many, like, crates of storage for jewelry? Oh, you know what it's gotta be? There's gotta be, like, a ridiculous amount of storage in this warehouse. No, there's not. Is this warehouse the one that's full? Oh, this is the warehouse that is completely empty. This is a kind of like a red flag. This is filled up. It means we're... I don't know, it doesn't mean anything yet, but it could mean that we need another export depot. I guess I'll reserve a 36 block space. So that's gonna be 4 blocks of road away from here. I'll reserve a 36 block space. And then I can build a bathroom in this remaining space. Obviously, I'm gonna want to have a wall as well. I think that'll be pretty golden. There needs to be a single pillar. No big deal. It's slightly too spacious, which is completely fine. Don't know how I can resolve that actually. So I'm pretty sure this is like the most efficient layout right here. Oh, I guess I could just make this like one tinier. I mean, the spaciousness problem is not going to get solved unless I made the building tinier. But there we go. You know, a walkable building isn't necessarily bad. And we just have entrances on each of the little gaps. I'm not putting anything on the right-hand side because there could be like this block of shit in the way. Boom. There we go. Another lavatory, which will hopefully bleed off some of the just ridiculous amount of density that is this thing over here. The giant pottery. Now, temporarily, I think I'm gonna vastly increase my import rate for pots. It might eat into the coffers, but we're building a surplus of cash right now. A situation that is probably going to only increase over time as I add more buildings. So we can maybe get a jump start on resolving the booze issue. Another latrine in the bottom left-hand corner over here probably would also be not bad. So I think I will get that cooking as well. Just gonna build that up. Oh, beautiful. 100% basin action. That's what I'm talking about. Let's fucking go. It's only room for 2 entrances, apparently. It also gets isolation, not 100%, but that is fine. It's room for 19 services. It's near the Giga Pottery Yard. The Pottery Factory. Which is awesome. Oh, I like how the tilapia house looks when like all the things are set up. You know, except for the livestock, but like that's so much cash. That would not be worth the return on investment. Yeah, all these houses look really nice. Big fan of what I'm seeing. 3 people have died of cold. Oh, that's so sad. Scrutonian was bringing some drinks over to another warehouse and then just fucking perished in the street. Absolutely hate to see it. Hey, people who are upset, who are leaving my city? Cantorian? What? Oh, did we hit our Havens max? We might have actually exceeded our Havens max. That's kind of rude. Do we have all of our Havens? I guess that's the real question. Let's see. How can I tell? Let's see. They're aligned to my cause. They're aligned to my cause. Was hoping for more of the dudes. What about these guys? Yeah. Okay. Interesting. How big's my Cantor Soldier division? One thing I wanted to try relating to the cantors. They're not fully, or they're at 99% training. I think I'm gonna step up the division size to 100. If I can ship out these cantors to Army 1, I wonder if that would let me import more cantors into my town. I have a strong feeling that the answer is yes. That I would be able to. We'll just have to see at some point. Oh, the clothing is getting full up. That's kind of not great, but also great. I think now is the time that we can set up the clothing logistics network as well. So we're gonna want 10 crates for clothing here, which we're running very low on crates, but I'm sure there's like stuff that we can slurp. Clothing will be pumped over here by the one place. And then I'm gonna need another set of transports because I'm gonna want to ship. I'm gonna need 5 transports basically to ship the clothing to all the major warehouses. That'll make it more available for the other warehouses to make use of. Speaking of warehouses, this warehouse is done. I'm gonna auto-employ. This one is gonna just provide everything that this canteen is gonna need. There's also gonna be room for coal, because why not? And I guess I can also have booze. And I can have clothing and tools also be fetched. Because why not? It's just useful to have. I mean, maybe realistically speaking, I could have furniture, clay. I mean, clay is going to get imported over here. You know, these other thingies that these houses use, but there's very slightly not enough room for that. Unless I wanted to minimize the food storage, which I do not want to do. And I think as the grand pottery building is sort of nearing being halfway to completion, we can sort of end the episode here. I'll do the clothing thing at the start of the next episode, or probably off screen, because it's a tale as old as time, a thing I've done a million times before. We have expanded our districts in the city greatly, builded much housing. Maybe not enough housing, because a lot of these houses are filled up, and I haven't even, you know, haven't even really... But is that a Dwarven noble? I think I accidentally clicked a noble. No, he's not a noble. Why is he purple? Have they always been purple? Oh, interesting. I never noticed. Wait, no, this guy's blue. What the fuck? Okay, I don't even want to know. I feel like I've just discovered some hidden knowledge. There are purple people. Wait, is that like their sex? Or whatever? No, because this is clearly a female person over here. I mean, it's hard to tell with elves, but like, whatever. I don't want to know. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time for more Songs of Six. Goodbye!